All right, we're starting an exciting Liquid Lunch now. Jen Frankel is my co-host today.
Hi.
And it's me, Hugh, and it's thatchannel.com, and we are very happy to have Nurhan Arman joining us from Sinfonia, Toronto, and it's great to... You've been on the show before, right?
That's right, long time ago, yeah.
A long time ago, but you're back now, and you just got back from Italy, we heard, where
That's right, yeah.
Where the pizza and the focaccia bread was...
Delicious.
I was going to say ubiquitous. But yes.
That's right.
And delicious. That's a good combination.
Very.
Right?
Yeah, it's much better than either of those two things being absent
right.
in terms of food.
Exactly. Now, were you performing?
Yes, I worked with the Orchestra Pomerici Musicali, which is based in Milan. And we played one concert in Milan, and then we did some music festivals around the Lombardia region. So I've been there for 10 days.
Oh.
It's been great, yeah.
What was the weather like? I'm just curious.
Actually, it was very pleasant. Every day would get about 25, 26. I was there last summer, but later in the summer, they were having record temperatures.
Like
it was
hot.
39, 40, 41. It was
more
impossible.
like Toronto.
Yeah, well, like now,
like
yeah.
that? Yeah. Well, that's great. So, now the Sinfonia Toronto has been around almost, you just mentioned, 20 years.
20 years, yeah.
Your anniversary next year.
That's right. That's right.
And do you have any festivities planned or any
Well,
celebrations?
yes, the season we planned for next year is probably one of our richest in terms of the variety of music and the excitement of the guest artists. We begin in October with one of the world's finest trumpet players, Sergei Nakaryakov. The trumpet repertoire is too easy for him, so he also plays the violin pieces. Last time he worked with me in Austria, he played the Mendelssohn's Violin Concerto, which is absolutely incredible, his technique. So anyway, he's coming. He'll play two works with us, Mozart and Shostakovich.
I'm sorry, he plays that repertoire on
Trumpet.
On trumpet.
Yeah.
So he plays the violin. Wow.
Yeah. Violin music on trumpet.
Wow.
Actually, with us in October, he's going to play Shostakovich double concerto for piano and trumpet, and also a Mozart horn concerto, which is another brass instrument, French horn, but he'll do it on flugelhorn. So it's I really look forward to that concert. Then we have wonderful series. Another highlight is violinist Alexander da Costa. He'll be playing Vivaldi's Four Seasons, as well as Piazzolla's Four Seasons of Buenos Aires. So we're doing 8 seasons in December.
That's
which,
amazing.
You know, that's right. That's Alexander.
Where's he from?
Alexander, at the moment, he works in Australia. He's the head of a string music department in a university, I believe in Melbourne, but originally from Montreal.
Oh.
He was a child prodigy. He was just as good on piano as on violin to begin with. Then he decided to stay with violin. He's been with us. He's played with us a number of times, but this repertoire is really fantastic for him. He's recorded the Four Seasons Vivaldi with Vienna Chamber Orchestra. And of course, Piazzolla will be just perfect for him.
What's the instrumentation in the Piazzolla? Is there actual like accordion or?
No, it's arranged for a string orchestra with violin soloists.
Oh, that sounds great.
And it's really fantastic piece. Very popular, often played. It has the Piazzolla's original music, of course, but Desyatnikov, a Russian composer and arranger, he expands it a bit and makes it a bit more violinistic. So it's a fantastic work.
It's neat. I mean, these are transformative works. You're actually
That's right. Yeah.
recreating the way that these things are. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to bring something new to them, right? I mean, that's interesting.
Well, it's great when you've got something that's like immensely popular, like the Four Seasons. It's going to bring people to hear something that they might know a little bit less, like the Piazzolla.
Yes. Piazzolla work, although it gets played, the Four Seasons, each piece on its own also has been arranged as you asked, the accordion, for guitar, for singer, for clarinet, for flute.
Right.
So it's very popular work. But this particular combination with violin and the string orchestra has been recorded a number of times. It's also just as good. So we actually played it in Toronto with another very fine violinist, Lara St. John,
Right.
some years back.
Now, who's this fellow here?
Mario Carbotta, he is one of Italy's finest flute virtuosos. He has been with us. He's played in Toronto 4 or 5 times with Sinfonia Toronto. He'll be playing Bach Suite, famous for flute and the strings, in April concert. And actually, we're working on a tour to take our orchestra to Italy with him as soloist to tour in Italy.
You know that means more focaccia and more
Yes,
pasta.
that's why I'm organizing this tour. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
10 days wasn't enough.
10 days. We need to go for 2 weeks this time.
Okay, and now how often do you put on a program?
Well, we perform in pretty much each month. We skip, I think next year we are skipping perhaps February. But
That's a good
once
month to
we
skip.
that's right. Once we start in October, November, December, all the way to May, we do 7 subscription concerts. That's Marina Thibault, amazing viola player, one of the best viola players at the moment in Canada. She is Russian, of Russian origin, but fluent in both English and French. She lives in Montreal, and with her we are going to do the Canadian premiere of a new work by a Latvian composer, Peteris Vasks, a new piece written for viola and string orchestra. So I'm much looking forward to it. He's a very good composer, this Latvian composer, and she is a spectacular performer.
Now, how do you determine what makes a good composer?
Well, the music that is universal in nature. So we did a work by Peteris Vasks last year with a violinist, Andrea Tiniek, also Toronto resident, and she played Peteris Vasks' Distant Light. It's a Distant Light. It's a violin concerto that he wrote for Russian violinist Gidon Kremer. There's something in his music that you don't even have to like classical music that will catch you. There's some composers that they have this universality. Mozart was like that, whereas, let's say, Brahms is a very Germanic composer, whereas Mozart, any culture you can come from, you will catch his music immediately. Vasks is a bit like that. Hard to describe his music, really. It has this mystic quality that attracts both young people and the old and middle-aged.
Okay, now.
All this sexy stuff is hilarious. It's like,
What do you mean sexy stuff?
I don't care if it's really funny.
It's all about the numbers, Jen.
Oh,
It's all
it's ridiculous. It's so funny.
What's going on here?
It's like I don't even know.
That's
what
a
instrument
harp,
she plays.
and a wonderful harp player, Valérie Milot in Quebec. She is one of the finest harp players. With her, we are playing a work written by Marian Mozetic, and also we are going to play the Canadian premiere of a harp concerto by Alan Hovhannes. Alan Hovhannes was an Armenian-American composer, and he wrote this wonderful piece about 60 years ago, and it has never been done in Canada. So it will be the first performance in Canada. We try to do a lot of new works or works that have not been discovered in Canada yet.
Now, what about Canadian composers? Do you?
Yes, a number of works next year as well. We're doing in May a work by Christos Hatzis, who is very popular. He lives in Toronto. He is a professor at the Faculty of Music at University of Toronto, and he has written a lot of works that have become very popular in Toronto and in Canada and universally too. Christos also is the composer of Constantinople, that he wrote his wonderful theatrical work with classical music. So this is a work he wrote for violin, piano, and a string orchestra. So it will be, I think, premiere in Toronto as well. The work was performed before in Montreal, but I don't believe it has been performed in Toronto yet. Mm-hmm. Arabesque, the title of the piece.
Do you ever do anything by Armory Schaefer?
Yes, we've done some.
I would not have been surprised to find out that you were a Schaefer fan, for sure.
Well, I like when the cellists have to get up and shout things. Did you do any of that?
No, the work we did was, I think, probably an earlier composition, I think.
Okay.
He hadn't gotten into shouting yet.
Before he got cagey, as we say.
Cagey.
Yeah, I think you would probably like very much a work by Leon Fleischer, Lucas Voss, who wrote it for Leon Fleischer. It's a concerto for left hand, because pianist Leon Fleischer was having problems with his right hand.
Oh, I see.
So but at some point in the work, in the last moment, I think, because their initials are LF, so
right.
orchestra scrims, it says from LF to LF in the middle, but they do it in rhythm.
That kind of reminds me of, I think, when you were talking about the trumpet player that was playing...
the piazzolla?
Yeah. Reminded me of...
Oh, no, playing
playing
the violin parts.
Of a story, and now with this story, someone, I don't know if this is actually true or not, but they wrote a piano piece for a player who had 6 fingers on each hand.
Wow.
That's wild.
Yeah. So I don't know if that is actually true or not, but...
well, that would come very handy in Rachmaninoff and some Liszt.
I don't think so, yeah.
Piano. I mean, those were Chopin, Rachmaninoff, Liszt. They were virtuoso pianists themselves, so they wrote very difficult things that a lot of pianists claim that 10 fingers is not enough. So
right.
12 would be very handy.
In the future, we'll be able to design our children with gene
I would just
splicing.
kill for a little bit wider reach or a smaller piano. That's what I would kill for. Yeah. When I see guys with their big hands and they can get like an octave and a third without even trying, and I'm wishing that my
I'm
fingers
sure
were
they've
longer.
got those smaller pianos already out there.
Well, I think it's interesting because I think it's something that comes from the fact that men have traditionally been playing more instruments than women, because no woman would have designed a bass to be that big. I have to play when I actually fiddle around. I'm not good, but when I fiddle around with it, the only way I can actually play a bass is to lie it on its side and
really?
stand over it. Yeah.
Well, also basses come in sizes.
Yeah,
Some are
that's
more
true. Yeah.
manageable,
Yeah.
because in men also we have
Of
shorter
course.
men.
Yep.
And some like a stool, some don't like a
Yep.
stool. But who doesn't like bass? Double bass these days is airlines.
Oh.
It's,
You don't like it?
They don't want.
Oh.
Well, for one thing, you can't put it in. It has to fit in the cargo
Right.
compartment. So, for instance, when we tour within Ontario, we go to Sault Ste. Marie. Of course, we have to fly there.
Yeah.
We actually borrow a double bass in Sault Ste. Marie.
Oh, really?
Yes, because the flight there, I think it's a Dash 8 or 10. It's not big enough for a cargo.
Wow.
To put but internationally too, it's more expensive to fly a double bass than to rent one on location.
And obviously
yeah.
the piano as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. They can get heavy.
Well, yeah, that's interesting too because pianists always have to adjust to whatever's on offer, and most musicians don't.
That's right. That's right.
I never thought about the bass though, but yeah, you can really see that.
So now, what is the difference with the Sinfonia? Is that what is it? A small symphony or what is it?
Well, Sinfonia traditionally means a symphony, a work written. In Baroque tradition, it was used as the ouverture of a work in the beginning. So it's just a name. It doesn't necessarily mean size. But in our case, we name it Sinfonia Toronto because we also do a number of works with choirs where we expand the orchestra with additional wind players. But our subscription series are with the 13 core players of the orchestra.
Right. So
plus the guest artists.
It's not a full orchestra then. It's
no.
It's a condensed.
It's a chamber orchestra.
Yeah.
What's the instrumentation then?
Strings.
Yeah.
But we have a roster of wind players that we are able to get them for twice a year. We do works with choirs, and we've recorded actually with winds as well.
Nice.
One of our CDs, no, two of our CDs are with winds.
And obviously you work with brass players as well.
Sure.
Now, and where
especially when they're playing a wind instrument on the brass. I still love that.
That's right.
Now, for the subscription series, is there one venue for it?
We have a series in downtown. Downtown concerts are in Glen Gould Studio.
Right.
And our North York concerts are in George Weston Recital Hall, Toronto Centre for the Arts.
Where is that?
That's on 5040 Yonge Street.
Right. Okay. Near Mel Lastman.
That's right. Almost next door. Yeah.
Which is perfect because nowadays, you've either got two kinds of people in Toronto.
Yeah.
The people north of the 401 and the people south of the 401. So it's good to see that you got both places covered.
That's right. We try to, and actually, majority of our subscribers subscribe to all 7 concerts. So 4 in downtown, 3 in North York. Yeah. So they come to both, but we are starting to develop just downtown core subscribers as well as North York.
Okay, great.
It's like people going to the home games and the away games.
That's right.
To make a sports metaphor out of something classical
well done,
music.
Jen.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Okay. Now
just want to broaden our own base too.
So when is your next concert in Toronto then?
Next one is in October, the opening concert of the 20th anniversary season, which will be in North York, and the first concert of the downtown concert is in November.
Okay, great. And then, how is it? Do you have room for new subscribers? Or?
Oh, absolutely, yes. Everything is on sale at sinfoniatoronto.com. And it's both series and individual tickets as well.
Great, so people can just go to.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Amazing. Okay,
yeah.
Now we've got some video I think lined up. I don't know. We got some pictures too.
That's right. That's Sergei Nakaryakov and that's pianist Maria Mirovic. They are both at the October 20 opening concert.
And he's that trumpet player, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Very nice. We have, there he is again. That was my instrument, by the way, trumpet.
Trumpet,
really?
Yeah.
And cello.
I would have seen you as a trombone player. I don't know why. Just because I would think that you'd be trying to hit people in the row in front of you.
I was going to make a joke, but I've decided to put all my trombone jokes aside.
You should definitely come meet Nakaryakov then.
Yeah.
In October.
Okay, October, what's the date again?
October 20. It's a Saturday night.
Okay, great. And people can get tickets at sinfoniatoronto.com.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's Sinfonia with an I.
And an N.
With an I, that's
yes,
right.
Yeah, and other letters.
And an N.
Too. Yes.
So Nurhan, this has been great. Thanks for coming down
Thank
today.
you for having me.
It's good to see that you're back in Toronto, getting back to your regular diet.
That's right.
Although we're going to miss the focaccia and the pizza.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Okay, we're going to take a little break. We got lots more coming up. Angela
Great.
Bischoff coming on the show next. And here's the video.